I started initially with my aviation journey at the age of 13.
30, wait, Marcus, wait.
Safe space.
Yeah.
Promise.
Promise.
Promise. I don't believe in flying angry, getting out of a flight angry or upset or anything like that. I don't like shouting. Don't shout in the cockpit.
Yeah.
It should be the most positive environment in your whole career should be in the cockpit. Give yourself space. You are growing. You are not a pro. None of us are. I'm still growing. And allow yourself to be a student pilot. That's why you have the rank. You are not supposed to be or supposed to know everything. Allow yourself to be that.
How did you manage stress?
Stress, except for alcohol. The PG answer.
Yeah.
The YouTube answer.
Yeah.
I'm joking, guys. Really, I'm joking. I don't drink.
Hello there, welcome to Flying an I go by Aviation. If you have seen this face, I hope you subscribed. If it's the first time you're seeing this face and you make it all the way to the end, then you have to subscribe because it means you and I are going to get along like a house on fire. Today we are talking aviation with pilot Marcus de Beer.
How's it going?
You know, Marcus, in the morning I was sitting at home eating my cereal trying to think of this killer intro. And then I realized that whichever way, it would be so limiting to how I've experienced you, not ideally who you really are.
Okay.
So I'm just going to lay off and ask, who is pilot Marcus de Beer?
So guys, my name is Marcus. I go by Pilot de Beer on Instagram. And to put it plainly, Felicia, I'm just a guy with a passion for the sky. It is what it is, that is all to it, and my aim in life is just to make aviation a little better and fun. That's all that I'm about.
Okay, so when did your spark or your interest in aviation start?
My interest in aviation started at a very young age when I flew with KLM for the first time to visit my dad in Germany, and I guess from there the dream just grew.
It just grew.
Yeah.
So at what point did you go from the passion to doing, to getting the steps in towards becoming a pilot?
So my passion for aviation started with the KLM flight, and my love for aviation developed as soon as I decided to take the dream and turn it into reality, making ready and prepping for my first lesson at Blue Chip Flight School. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that you started at Blue Chip. What was that like? How did you pick Blue Chip? I'm sure you compared with other schools. What stood out
From Blue Chip?
from Blue Chip, yes.
So yeah, I definitely looked at a few schools.
Yeah.
My whole reasoning about the flight schools is that I wanted to feel like I'm fitting in. So my whole aviation thing is that I'm trying to make a difference. I'm trying to be the inspiration that I wanted as a student pilot, and I guess you can say I just felt that inspiration and warmth when I walked into Blue Chip.
I can attest to that. Just to add to what you just said, the first time I ever experienced you. Okay, it was the first time. Because initially I'd see you in the reception and you'd be so charismatic and so nice. And the first time I got the pleasure to fly with you, I was very, very panicky.
Nervous, yeah, I remember.
My heart was beating so fast. I think at one point I said, my heart is just beating so fast, but you were very calming. So that impact is there. I just want to
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
So, flight training, let's talk about your initial solo.
Initial solo.
What was that like?
So initial solo for me was one of my golden moments in aviation. It was the point where I realized that I am switching my mindset from can I do this to I can do this.
Yeah.
And I think that was, for most people, is one of the golden moments in your career. So that was very still stressful, like it is, but it was one of the best memories.
I can imagine it was. And with your flight training, what was the most difficult thing for you?
Out of everything.
Out of everything, before you answer that, for the people watching, and this was also me at some point, before I started with my training, I looked people up on Instagram, and you know, it was just so glamorous. You see people with their flight licenses and they flying and doing all these cool things, but we don't really talk about what it takes, the tears that goes into it.
Blood, sweat.
Yes, because speaking for myself, I mean, if you're a viewer and you have a license or you're pursuing one, you can just write in the comment. But I think I've had a moment where I was like, I might have chewed off more than I can, bit off more than I can chew. Yeah. So did you have that moment for you that
Absolutely.
you felt like, oh my God?
So except for the struggles that came before the solo flight, I didn't really have much trouble in my training, except one part which I'll never forget. It was my second dual navigation flight. So you have to do dual navs with your instructor, and then after that you go on your solo nav. So my first dual nav was with another instructor because my own wasn't available. And that went very nicely, went very well. But then the second dual nav,
It's a safe space.
second dual safe space,
Yeah.
promise. So my second dual nav was out of a horror story. I planned everything nicely, but I left everything at home. And because I was still in school, I couldn't go back home and go get it. Because my parents dropped me and went to work again. So I forgot my nav logs, I forgot my pre-flight logs, I forgot my freaking whiz wheel, I forgot my frequency chart, everything. Thankfully I got here an hour early, so I tried to do everything, got a map somewhere from a friend, did a copy, but then obviously I didn't do everything correctly. And because my training was so well progressed and my instructor also knew me at that point, I was really working hard for everything. So he didn't check my planning before we went up.
Oh.
When we got in the air, no frequencies, my tracks were off, my distances was off, everything was just off. And I think it was at the route coming back from Orlando Power Station. Everything was so bad that he started to ignore me and just told me figure it out. He looked out his window like this, and I asked for help, obviously. He just did this and told me, you wanted to do this flight, you are not prepared, you get yourself out of this situation. I asked him then, and what I recommend if you find yourself in such a situation, ask your instructor to take control. Just orbit. He doesn't have to do, he or she doesn't have to do anything, and sort your stuff out. Get your bearings together and fly the airplane. That's number one. Fly the airplane. And I asked him and I sorted my planning. It took me 10 minutes, but I got it together and I got home.
You mentioned something that stood out to me because I started with my aviation journey after military.
Yes.
You mentioned school. You were in school and you were flying at the same time.
True.
How did you do that? For the people that do not know, please tell us.
So I started initially with my aviation journey at the age of 13.
30, wait, Marcus, wait. Wait,
Yes.
you know, in my head, I know that you started young, but I've always thought 16.
So I started flying at 16 now.
But you said 13, what's the story?
So 13, grade 8,
Uh-huh.
I started my theoretical subjects in ground school up to the age of 15. At 16, I joined Blue Chip, did my examinations, finished my examinations, and started flying in February 2017, February. Went solo in matric, and
now you are 16 when you go solo.
yes. No, I was 17 at the age.
Okay.
and finished PPL 17 straight after before my birthday, and did my night rating the year after matric.
I have so many questions. Number one, how did you manage with all of that stress? I can't imagine you are a 17-year-old, you have matric final exams that you have to prepare for, and aviation on the other side. I cried on a good month twice.
Yeah.
So how did you manage there? Oh my word.
Honest answer, alcohol. No, I'm joking. Not alcohol. No, I think it's a very valid question, and it's difficult for some people to understand, but I believe that if something is really your passion, nothing else will matter at that point. Granted, I didn't have a social life, but where I am today, I'm thankful, and I won't change anything.
You won't change anything. That was going to be a question for me as well.
Well, I won't change anything regarding the age.
Okay. But that is so cool, actually. So if there's somebody, a 13-year-old that's watching right now, and they want to pursue flying, getting their wings, what would you say to them? Or rather, let me just put it this way, what would you say to a 13-year-old Marcus?
Yeah. Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I would say Nike. Just do it. Continue. Those late nights are worth it. Those early mornings are worth it. Anyone can say what they want. You do you, and you're gonna go far. And keep believing in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, you don't need anyone else's input or anyone else's motivation. Be the motivation that you need. Be that for yourself. That's my biggest, what I would tell myself. Yeah.
That is very nice. And very
You don't need anyone else's motivation. Just believe in yourself.
And it also, again, I'm going to keep referring back to you because, like I said, I was very tender when I was playing with you. The very same thing you say to like a 13-year-old Marcus right now are the very exact words I heard from you that one time. So thank you so much, Marcus.
That's great.
Geez. The next question, how did you manage stress? As a 13-year-old, as a 17-year-old in flight training, and now where you are?
Stress, except for alcohol. The PG answer.
Yeah.
The YouTube answer.
Yeah.
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. I don't drink. So, stress management. I have a little secret weapon, and you can testify. So my secret weapon is laughter.
True.
Nothing that a little chuckle cannot help. My saying is chuckle and fly.
True.
Fly on. Carry on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The next question is your favorite part about flying. What's your favorite thing about being a pilot besides telling people that I'm a pilot? I'm guilty of this.
Are you
I don't have my license yet, and I tell people I fly airplanes.
Strangely enough, I cannot remember when was I have told someone I'm a pilot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah.
I do it.
My friends normally do.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm like, hi, I'm Felicia. I fly airplanes.
So my favorite part about aviation is that, sure, difficult question. My favorite part about aviation is the freedom and the responsibility it teaches you from a young age as well as the community. The aviation community wasn't always the way it is right now. I believe it's better at this present day. Everyone is more involved, and it's just a home away from home. Nothing compares. As soon as those wheels leave the ground, everything gets left behind. Stress, anxiety, and you just go up.
That's my favorite part of flight.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you're in the air and it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're a girl, if you're a boy, or like all of these things just fade away, and then it really sits on you that, man, what a privilege it is.
It's remarkable. It's a world above our world, and you won't understand unless you do it.
That is
Yeah.
That is true. I'm enjoying this so much. What was your most memorable flight besides your solo?
My most memorable flight.
Because I know solo takes number one.
Most memorable flight has to be my first sunset flight. Yeah.
I can't wait for those.
Yeah, it was in a sling aircraft, so it has an open canopy on the top. It's like a bubble, and you could see everything. It was also the first time that I flew with a Bose headset.
Oh.
So I obviously took a picture. Insert picture here.
Please.
That was my most memorable flight.
Oh man. So you began your journey in aviation. You get your license, which I can imagine must feel spectacular. You are like maverick at that point. What was the next thing after getting your PPL?
Finish matric.
Oh yes.
And then after that, I did not go on matric vacation.
Okay.
I used the money that my dad had put out for me for matric vacation, and I did my night rating.
Oh, nice.
With that in January the next year.
Sadly, you much wiser with money than I.
So yeah, that was the next step, night rating. And after I started my hour building, I made sure my exams were finished before continuing with hour building.
Okay, so after that you get your CPL.
After that CPL,
Blue chip still.
And so my hour building I did separately, privately, just because of funding, financial.
Okay.
And I did rally flying actually.
Oh.
I flew rallies, for a living.
That is so cool. Can you get any more cooler? So now that you've mentioned that you did your CPL individually, how is it separate from somebody that does it at, say, with Blue Chip or whichever flight school they
So the private flying I did originally at Brits Airfield and Rhino Park.
Okay.
So you don't really have operations, you don't have planning that you need to hand in or bookings that you need to make. You pitch up, you pre-flight and you fly.
You go.
That's basically the main difference. And nobody's looking out for you, so it's not all that good. Nobody's looking for you, nobody's gonna know you are gone and you shouldn't be gone. So it has its ups and downs.
So it puts all the responsibility on you. Okay, because I mean when you have an instructor, as much as I know I'm not the only one. Tell me if you're guilty of this. Because there are days whereby I can't fly and I'm like, oh, just get a little sad over it. But at the end of the day, is for safety reasons, right?
100.
So are you saying that when you do it individually, you take on that responsibility? You have to be honest with yourself enough to say the weather's not looking good, I cannot go.
Yes. I have found myself in situations that I should not have been in way too many times. But I'm just thankful that I am still here today because of that. The occasional thunderstorm, the occasional 30 knot wind.
And it's not very nice.
It's not pleasant, don't do it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that a lot of students struggle with. I'm obviously not immune to this. I know friends of mine that, sometimes we get a little cocky,
Yeah.
You look at the wind and you can see that it's pumping a little bit and you still feel like, I can do it. So Pilot Marcus says don't do it.
Pilot Marcus says Pilot De Beer says don't do it. But another thing is that I've learned over the years, it's a sickness called get there-itis. You don't have to get there and push yourself. I'm not saying be lazy and sit at home, don't fly. But I'm saying you can go to the limit, but don't go over the limit. Keep yourself safe, and Mother Nature always wins in the end.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because there's my very first instructor, he had this saying that Mother Nature does not care who you are and she doesn't respect you.
100%.
Yeah, so
we are not supposed to be in the air. We are defying gravity. We were not meant to be there. So We
it's
will
fun.
come second.
But it's fun.
That's why we do it, because it's fun.
Okay, so now I want to talk about your transition from now being a student, be it gunning for your CPL, to now being on the other side now, being an instructor. What was that like? What was the transition like?
It was, for most people, stressful, difficult, but for me it was, if I can use a basic term, fun. It was fun. It was fun. Like I mentioned previously, I aspire and really tried to be the change and inspiration to a student that I would have liked to see and to have as an instructor back when I was a student.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's this saying around the airport with the instructors that if you're an instructor, there's an attempt on your life at least twice a day.
I don't believe that's true.
Uh-huh.
Definitely depends on the student, but also the instructor. If I let an inexperienced student fly and I don't do anything the way I'm supposed to as an instructor, of course they're going to put my life and their own life in danger. Definitely. But that's where a good instructor makes a difference. And I've never said that.
That's true.
I've never said that, and I believe it. If you have the right instructor, you'll turn a student into a good student.
Okay.
And last year at Richard and this year's Student of the Year award went to my students, both years. So it comes down to the instructor, definitely.
I wish I was an instructor. I mean, student. What am I saying? Imagine if I was his instructor with like just one of these.
You would have been a good instructor.
I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I could teach.
Yet.
Yeah, okay, yet. Let's just see whether it
You will
takes us.
definitely do that.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm totally not sliding. So the next question, I met you as an instructor, as a CFI, definitely one of the best. Yes. The thing that I wanted to ask was, I met you as an instructor at Blue Chip, right? And I literally had one flight with you, and you were gone. Where is Pilot Marcus De Beer now?
So, unfortunately, I have moved on to a charter company. I'm currently flying the Pilatus PC-12.
Name?
Yeah.
What's her name?
The name is the Red Dragon.
Oh,
Insert picture here.
We will.
So yeah, that is what I'm doing at the moment. We normally fly from OR Tambo Airport. And yeah, sometimes I really miss the instruction days. And I miss it. Yes, absolutely.
Why would you miss flying in a very tiny 172 or like a Piper that sometimes you have to fight the door to get closed, and you know it's very cramped, and now in summer it's very hot, you know, to fly.
So yeah.
You know what? We will put 2 pictures here. Why would you miss that?
So just similar to Maverick, it's not the plane, it's the pilot. And with that said, it's not the airplane, it's the conditions, it's the environment. I'm not saying I want to come back. I'm saying I miss the vibe.
Just gonna put it out there.
I miss the vibe and I miss the experiences, and most of all, I miss giving back and seeing my students grow up into pilots and enjoy their careers and their journey and do well as well. So yeah, that's why I miss it sometimes.
Because I'm just gonna rewind back to the instructor part. Did you at any point think that, oh my goodness, I am gonna be giving this person a flying license? How does it feel knowing that you take somebody from scratch who has no idea how to fly, who has no idea what a tremor is, right? To somebody that can handle the machine safely from the ground and back to the ground again. How does that feel?
That feels empowering. Can you imagine yourself teaching someone from what a wing is, what a propeller is, you have your private pilot license, you can fly anywhere you want. That is empowering. That is, you have the power to do that. And in some cases, people don't see the full potential of it, and that's what makes me sad. And that's what I wanted to be to my students. I wanted to be that inspiration, and that I wanted to let them feel empowered as well. So yeah, it was good. It's great. It's a very good feeling, but massive responsibility as well. Yeah.
Because now you have to know what the limitations of aircraft are, and respect them constantly. Geesh, man. What is your greatest career achievement?
My greatest career achievement? So I haven't been part of the charter company for that long. I've only been there for a little bit more than 4 months. So I'm still developing there, getting to know everything and everyone. But I think my best career, what's the word? Achievement must be that both last year and this year's Student of the Year awards were my students. I think, and again, being the inspiration, that is my achievement. I've done many things. I've done rallies. I've won first place in rallies. I've gotten awards myself at Blue Chip, but just the students and the fact that I got 2 Student of the Year awards as my students, that is, according to me, my greatest achievement.
Before I go to the next question, do you still do rallies? That's something I've never really experienced.
I would love to, but unfortunately, given my flying career, my Instagram, Aeroversity, and a few other things that will be made known soon.
I can't wait.
I unfortunately don't have the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sad for us because we can't really see you in it. But it's good, it's growth. The next thing I want to ask you is, because I asked you why you would miss flying the tiny little Cessna and a Piper, and you said, as the man, not the machine, right? So I will not accept that kind of an answer now. You have to give me a name. What's your favorite aircraft to fly? You have to give me.
My favorite aircraft to fly?
We're not taking it's not to the machine, it's the man.
I would say due to just the plain aircraft, the aerodynamics, the build, the look, the efficiency, the systems inside, the Pilatus PC-12.
I saw that one coming. I saw that one coming. I think I already have an answer to this, and I think our viewers already have an answer to this. But if there is absolutely anything that you could change, what would it be?
Anything that I could change?
Anything at all, from the beginning to where you are now.
Wow, difficult question. I feel like I've always been very careful in all my decisions and all my steps that I took in my career. What was the answer you were thinking of?
I was thinking you're gonna be like, I wouldn't change anything because the journey made you who you
exactly.
are. But I'm sure there's one thing that bothered you so much, like at the time, maybe. Because now, in hindsight, you look at things and you see that, okay, things had to happen this way.
100%. I think the thing, except for that, I won't change anything. Because, like you said, this journey made me who I am today. I think the only thing that if I had to choose, is I would change the fact that I started my Instagram profile and journey on social media a little later in my career.
Later?
Yeah, I only started just before I got my instructor's rating.
Oh,
I would have liked to document my whole journey, my student pilot journey, my private pilot journey.
So, to people that are watching and thinking of it, this is
do it.
contribution.
Do it. You won't be You won't regret it. There we go.
Because with me, with this channel, I opened the channel July 24th, exactly. And I took 2 months without posting anything. I was just sitting on it for a while because I thought I don't have anything to offer. At the time, that's what I thought to me. Again, it's a thing of like you thinking, what's there to see? You get what I'm saying?
Some tip for you as well. So if you look at my Instagram, yes, I'm talking to the mavericks, to the people. I am posting content that everyone can relate to, but at the end of the day, it is my memory book.
True.
It is my journey, and I'm doing that so that people can follow the journey, maybe hopefully get inspired by it. And if you can inspire one person, Felicia, you've done your job. And you've inspired me.
I have.
So you've done your job.
Oh my gosh. That is so nice. Oh, thank you so much.
I'm serious. It's a big pleasure. You really
Thank
have.
you guys. Thank you so much. Geez, now I have to like come back down. Because I am so happy. Thank you so much.
It's a
It means a
pleasure.
lot coming from you. Thank you so much.
Please.
So, Marcus, we are going to attach your Instagram. Please go like, please follow him because I'm there. I answer your questions most of the time, and it's very informative and it's very nice.
It's fun, fresh.
It really is. It really is. You don't find that kind of content anywhere else. I feel like that's what I like the most about it. I will see your post, and then after seeing it, I've learned something. I know something that I didn't know before.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like the other time when you put the Weber thingy that we had to decode, I was like, oh my god. I thought I had it, and then I got like 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8 is still good though.
Yeah, so I just missed the one. But yeah, I think people that are interested in aviation should definitely follow you.
Check it out.
You have a very beautiful story to tell. Your heart is in the right place. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Really
so much.
appreciate that.
Now the last bit.
The part I'm looking forward to.
With this one, I'm just gonna give a bit of background. When I asked you to collab with me, we went through the questions, right? But I was like, this or that, we're gonna play a game of this or that, but you cannot see the questions.
Okay.
So this is gonna be an authentic reaction of
Yes.
this. So we're going to start with this or that. You have to pick one.
Okay.
Fixed wing or rotors?
Fixed it. Not that I have anything against rotors. I'd like to do my helicopter license one day, but for now, fixed it.
This is where we are.
Yes.
Would you rather lose all the memories you made from this year or lose all the money you made from this year?
Or lose the money.
Really?
Keep the memories. Yes,
Ah.
yeah. No way. You're giving me easy questions now.
Oh, man. The last one. Be very good at something that you hate or be very bad at something that you love.
Sure.
Yeah.
If I choose one, the other doesn't apply.
Yeah. Has to
I'd
be
rather be good at something I hate.
same.
Because I can't be bad at flying. That's just gonna be bad.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Never have I ever
Okay.
gotten lost while flying.
I have.
You have?
Too many times.
It
Too many
scares
times.
me. The thought of that happening scares me.
It was the first time was my deal nav.
Okay.
No. The first time was one of my solo GF flights. I went from here to Centerfield, but it felt too long. And 10 minutes went by, 15 minutes went by. I realized I just had a very strong headwind, and when I looked outside, thankfully, Centerfield was there. But it took way too long, and I was really starting to stress about where am I. I was taking my phone, Google Maps, getting back to Wollongong. Really?
I am so scared to do that, whenever I fly, especially when I do my solo flight, I get so scared to even snap a picture. I'll see people with very nice pictures and I'm like, maybe not.
Not yet. I also only took my first ever photo myself flying solo on my solo naps. That was also my first time.
I think I'm gonna have to find a way to like mount my cameras some way, and then that way I will feel a bit more at ease.
Definitely.
Never have I ever, this is a safe space, never have I ever skipped a pre-flight.
Never. Ever.
That is
Never.
That's good. Because you know, my thinking is always that the one thing that you would look at could be literally the one thing that could have saved you from something really, really bad.
Exactly. Do your pre-flights, guys. Do your pre-flights.
And there's a video on the channel, so you can go look at it. The last one.
Oh yeah, a very good video. Go check it out. It's the most recent one you posted.
Yeah, it's my last video. Yeah. And the story behind that, oh man, the story behind that video, I was supposed to fly. If you look at it, you can see that oh, that's not really good, and I hadn't been flying for a while.
Opportunity.
Summer weather is very weird, I'll tell you that much, because I got here and I looked at the weather and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fly, and a part of me was sad and throwing a little bit of a tantrum in my head, like, oh my god, you know? Because, yeah. And then I look and I'm like, wait a minute, what if we can do this, right? And that's how it came about. The last one. Never have I ever cried after a bad flight. It's a safe space.
After a bad flight.
Yeah. Never, ever.
I always try to fix it in the moment. And granted, I was very, very hard on myself. But I'd rather fix it there and then instead of just letting it be what it is. And every time, and I recommend that if you can, if your instructor will allow it, fix it there and then, or at least try to. And with that motivation that you actually did it right now, even if it's one time, that will lift your spirit, lift your emotions, everything again. I don't believe in flying angry, getting out of a flight angry or upset or anything like that. I don't like shouting. Don't shout in the cockpit. You don't help anyone. You instructors out there. No shade. Doesn't help. It should be the most positive environment in your whole career should be in the cockpit.
The last question.
I've definitely felt upset after some flights, definitely, but I've always found a way to make it better for myself. Yeah.
Okay, the last question. This one is obviously was not on the questions. It's just something now that occurred to me that it's only fair that I ask. To somebody that's looking at this now that is gunning for their PPL or CPL or night rating, whatever it is, and they are at a point whereby it feels like it's just too hard, baby, and you feel like I am giving it my all.
Yeah.
I can't do it, or it's just not happening, or it's just these little things that are happening, or it's just too difficult. What would you say to them? What would you say?
Step one. Follow Pilot the Beer. Follow
Yes.
Pilot the Beer on
Very
Instagram.
important, very important step.
Step two. Give yourself space. You are growing. You are not a pro. None of us are. I'm still growing. And allow yourself to be a student pilot. That's why you have the rank. You are not supposed to be or supposed to know everything. Allow yourself to be that. Step three, think clearly about the situation and objectively. What are the concerns and what can you do about them? If by that step you really, really don't know, send me a message.
Send him a message.
Send me a message.
We're going to link your Instagram here.
There we go. If it's a theoretical or practical problem, easy. We can help you, really. If it's a more different type of problem, we can chat about it. I can give you some advice. Felicia can give you some advice.
I can try.
You can definitely try, and we can see if we can make it work. But yeah, there's no point in stressing about anything in this field of work or aviation overall. and you're just going to make it more difficult for yourself at the end of the day. I believe that if you have someone, and also with that being said, step 4, get yourself a mentor, someone who you can talk to, that you trust fully and openly. And I'm not saying tell them everything. I'm just saying get someone that feels like a safe space to you, that you can look up to, ask questions, ask advice, and just be yourself with. That's the most important part of all of it. And except for allowing yourself to feel those emotions, because everybody does. If someone tells you they don't,
Hands on fire.
check them out. Everybody feels like that sometimes.
Thank you so much. I am so sad that we have to end this.
We'll do another video.
Oh, yes, please.
Let your followers tell us what video to do.
They want to do. Actually, in the comment section, write all the questions, what you want us to talk about on the next video.
Okay, true.
Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're here, told you we're going to get along. Follow Pilot Marcus on Instagram. I swear it's going to be a game changer for you. Catch you on the next one.